Have you ever had a dream that seemed to last for hours, only to wake up and realize that mere seconds have passed? This is just one example demonstrating the widely accepted neurological understanding that our experience of time is simply a construct of the brain. Under different evolutionary conditions, intelligent beings could easily evolve to experience time much slower or much faster than we do. So why do we experience time at its apparent pace? Maybe it's related to our lifespan. An organism that lives only 24 hours might experience each second as if it were a day. Conversely, for a being that lives for millennia, a year for us might feel like a day for them. This is supported by studies that show that time perception shifts the older we get. Or maybe our experience pace of time flow is, for some reason, a survival advantage related to some external objective rate of change. This could be the chemical processes happening in our environment, or even perhaps the speed of light, as far as that may limit electrical transmission times between parts of the brain. External factors such as temperature have indeed been shown to alter time perception. Whatever the case for our usual experience of time, the example of the minute-long dream seeming to last an hour makes clear that the brain controls the throttle. So this begs an interesting question. What are the limits of the brain's powers to warp our experience of time relative to the outside world? Could a dream that feels like an hour take place in a minute, a second, less? What if it could take place in an amount of time that was so close to zero that it might as well be instantaneous? Now, what if that instantaneous dream didn't just feel like an hour, but a day, a year, an eternity? That may sound impossible, but only from a very human-centric and artificially constructed view of what time is. Often, scientists are the first to fall into such a trap. I once had a professor who said that we could not be living in a simulation because the processor parts necessary for that would exceed the number of elementary particles in the universe. What he failed to take into account is that the universe we observe, if it is a simulation, may be much, much smaller than the real universe where the hardware is, if it even operated under the same laws of physics. So, at the instant of death, could the brain generate what we might experience as an eternal existence? Intense emotions such as awe have been shown to slow our perception of time. So have factors such as novelty, focus, and altered states of consciousness. It's hard to imagine an event that could trigger more of these time-distorting factors than death. So it's possible within the framework of modern neuroscience to hypothesize that our brain could be capable of generating our own personal heaven at the moment of death that we might subjectively experience as akin to an eternal existence. Reports of near-death experiences only support this hypothesis. Heaven is, then, a scientific possibility. One way to look at this question about the flow of time is that it lies in a sort of twilight zone that straddles science and metaphysics. But through another lens, perhaps it demonstrates that such a line doesn't really exist. Perhaps the world of the sacred and the world of the physical work together.